Have you seen any signs of progress?
Well, it takes two hands to clap. We all know that. The president made a speech in Egypt. The president also made a speech in Turkey. Both of the very strong Muslim country. When I say strong, I meant to say we're heavy populations of the Muslims people in that part of the world, both of them. And this is the first time in the history of the United States that an American president went out and made a speech and said, you know, we need to reach out to the Muslim world based on mutual interest and mutual respect. And people have taken it seriously. There's a lot of interfaith dialogue going on. As a matter of fact, the Foreign Relations Committee and everyone is taking a step to reach out to the people in the Muslim world. What the Muslim world has to do is reach out to them. Islamic religion teaches that compassion and tolerance, equality, dignity, and respect for other religions. However, the Islamic militants subscribe to the notion of tyranny, terrorism, and you know, the extreme violence, and that's a senseless violence, and that has given a bad name to the Muslim religion, the Muslim faith. But I would hope and I pray that the things will work out very well. But the Muslim world has to also reach out to America, and we got to work together for a common goal.
Tell us about your charity work and also the foundation, Frank and Debbie Islam Foundation.
Well, the basic charter and the focus of the foundation when my wife Debbie and I founded that 2 years ago is to provide this scholarship program to the students who have a financial hardship who cannot go to school either in America or India. So my scholarship program funds George Washington University. I just gave a several scholarship program there, as well as University of Colorado in Boulder, which is where I went to school, Asif, and Aligarh University, where I went to school as well. So we do that. That's the one part of the focus for our foundation. And the second part of the focus really is the art. We embrace and we are a fan of Kennedy Centers and Smithsonian and some other things as well. And the last one is policies. You know, I'm a founding member of Atlantic Society, Atlantic Council, excuse me, saying that of the South Asia Institute, and also a member of the Brookings Institute. So the idea would be to influence some policies, and they do a lot of good work, and our foundation funds that. I have to take the foundation to the next level in terms of charity, especially the people in India and some part of Africa who live in shanty town, who have a desire and the drive to be there, but their hopes and dreams have been crushed for many times. And poverty does not belong in a human society. Poverty does not belong in a civilized society. Their right place is in a museum, and my desire would be to empower people with education, and education provides the hope to the people. Education doesn't crush the hope of the people, provides upward mobility to the people, and education empowers people, education gives respect to the people, and that's what we need to do in India, especially the people who are minorities in India, people who are lower caste. They have been left out, and my strong belief is that we treat everybody equally because they are God's children, regardless of their religion, regardless of their caste, regardless of their creed, regardless of their background, regardless of their belief.
Talk to us about your early days. You came to this country in the 1960s. How difficult it was when you came here. There were very few Indians here. And you went to school in Colorado University
of Colorado.
Yeah. Talk to us about your early days.
Well, the early days was filled with the challenges and obstacles in my life. First of all, I didn't have the money, so I have to work at McDonald's and to flip hamburgers, as you all know, which is a hard thing to do. I used to go to school during the daytime, and in the evening I work in the McDonald's and some other places, the Pizza Hut as well. I went to the college over here, undergraduate college, and then went to the graduate school at University of Colorado. I pursued my PhD there, and then I came to Washington area to work over here. There were some Indians, but at times they were not prosperous. They were dark-skinned immigrant from Asia. Not necessarily you will say they were exotic, but they mingle very well with the Hispanic population in Colorado, because Colorado has a very large population of the Spanish Americans, and we sort of resemble them not only in our parents, but as well as we shared a common destiny because we both were Indian, Asian, and as well as African Americans, and as well as Hispanic. They were all discriminated at that time. Well, things have improved. Things have improved considerably. Now, India supplies close to 90,000 graduate students in this country, and this 22% of the doctors in this country are Indian origin, and my professors and my all the students that I went to in graduate school, they were Indians or Chinese. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the Americans don't go to school. They do. But these people are pretty innovative, very entrepreneurs. So things have changed, and we continue to change. It will hopefully that we can all work together in harmony and in peace, regardless of our color and creeds.
And in the past 4.5 decades, we have seen the Indians become, traveling a long way from a minuscule minority to a very dominant minority.
Especially the Indian American immigrants have done very well, and I think they're a great example of success stories in America. And if you hear from the politicians all over the United States talk about Indian American community as a model immigrant in this nation, I think there's several reasons behind it. A, they're hardworking people. B, they're very family oriented because of their culture, and most of the Asians are. And the last thing, and I believe there's many other factors that makes them a model immigrant, but those are two factors that comes to my mind at this stage also. They're very entrepreneurial, they're business people, and they're innovative. There's no question about that. They're very innovative, and they really do want to make a difference wherever they are. I happened to be not too long ago in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. If you think about Indian community, not the American community, but the Indian community, shoulders the burden of that part of the world in terms of providing the labor, of the infrastructure, and many things. And as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, some people say in Qatar is about 80% is the population is not born in Qatar. He said, well, 20%. I may be wrong in any statistics, and I hope if somebody watching from Qatar, please forgive me on that.